I really want to lay a foundation here because in your book, you quote this study, the survey done by the Durex Condom Company. And it was a study of 29,000 couples. And it showed that 84% of couples were not happy in the intimacy they experienced. And so this entire series is rooted on the idea that our love life impacts our work life, for better or worse. How is this level of dissatisfaction impacting women in their career or their business? What are you seeing?
I'm going to answer that, and I want to add another statistic to flesh it out. So for men and women who are successful at work, the vast majority of them are not gratified and happy in their relationships. However, the ambitious men and women who have really great marriages or committed relationships, I'm not making a big distinction, they are much more likely to have success in their careers. So at first glance, it sounds sort of like going in two directions. So the bottom line in what I'm saying is that for the woman who prioritizes her relationship, who makes a point of finding out how to make it feel good for herself, and only to the extent that it makes sense for her to be responsible, make it feel good for her spouse as well, she is likely to really thrive in business. The more common scenario, which results in that 84% dissatisfaction, that results in so many ambitious, successful people really achieving incredible things in their career, but it's just not as enjoyable if you're coming home to something a little stagnant or unfulfilling. It's because we're trained to prioritize our career first, to really focus on how to excel with the idea that our relationship will just catch up, but that's not actually how relationships work. Relationships, you can't just go on vacation and reconnect and suspect that to be sustaining. Relationships are very much an everyday kind of thing. So sure, you have a big deadline and you ignore your family one evening, no problem. But the more important thing, I think, is that for so many of us, excelling in our career comes at the cost of making juicier parts of ourselves, more unpredictable parts of ourselves. Maybe there's some wildness, or in any case, a part of us that doesn't need as much certainty and control, that's able to actually stop and smell the flowers and go left instead of right. That part of us, which for sure is necessary for erotic deliciousness, for really feeling alive and passionate, we learn to compartmentalize and often just put on a shelf that part of us so that we have all of the energy we need to make everything happen in our work lives. And so I think the main thing I really want to convey here is that if you prioritize your career over your relationship, there is a cost. It is not equivalent to giving attention to it 5 years later, 10 years later, 15 years later, because it has developed with the stagnancy, with the compromise, with the tolerating of things. And going and reviving it is not the same thing after 20 years of stagnancy as it is compared to when you make it a priority every step of the way.